you actually write, you wish that Fiona had contracted cancer rather than Alzheimer's. Why?
Because then at least she would have had some hope. Hope of, and I know you've been through it and it's awful, my mum died from it, my father had cancer, so I know what cancer can do. But I don't think Fiona's ever going to be able to taste a glass of wine again, walk on a beach properly again, go on holiday again, go to the theatre, go to the cinema, drive her car, cook a meal for her children. And my worry is, on her deathbed, whenever that may come, and hopefully in a long time from now, will she even know who we are? I think with cancer, though, of course, it can be awful, and I'm not trying to sort of, put that down. But at least there's a hope, there's a chance. Remission can take you to the end of your life.
Yes.
There's no remission for Alzheimer's.
Next, dementia is the leading cause of death in England and Wales, according to official figures. It's the second biggest killer in Scotland. And yet, for every £1 spent on research into cancer, just 31p is spent on research into dementia. Those facts make the husband of former GMTV presenter Fiona Phillips angry, because Fiona herself was diagnosed with early-onset Alzheimer's when she was 61 back in 2022. Martin Frizell is a journalist and was the editor of This Morning for 10 years, and he's contributed to a new book by his wife, published tomorrow, called Remember When? My Life with Alzheimer's. Here are some of Fiona's highlights, which were played to her on her very last morning presenting GMTV.
She's so lovely, she's so lovely, she's so lovely.
I'm getting beyond hysterical now.
She's so lovely, she's so lovely, she's so lovely.
I've had worse press than a paedophile or a murderer. I know you're upset, and I know you're only human, which is what people are forgetting. All this contrition now, is this for you? No, it's not for me, it's Jerry. Is it because your career's in tatters? Jerry and Kate are here this morning in their first live British television interview. He's here with us now for his first live television interview on British television since standing down. Nice to be back. Do you prefer David's hair on the right, in the middle, or on the left? It's back over to the right this morning.
That's the end. We're over. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Let's do apologise, my inconsiderate colleague.
Thank you so much. It's been such a privilege just sharing my mornings with you, and I won't forget you.
That was 2008. Are you? Yeah.
Oh, it takes a bit. Yeah, it takes your breath away a bit, doesn't it?
It does. It does. And obviously, you know exactly how Fiona is now. Our audience doesn't. I wonder if you could tell us how she is.
I used to say good days and bad days. Now I just say bad days or wretched days. I think wretched is a great word for it. Today, for example, it's a typical day. I had to take her to hospital. She's got a secondary pain. We don't know where the pain's coming from. We don't know if it's neurological. We don't know if it's physiological. So I went to see a doctor today. But and just as an exercise, I counted in the 35-minute cab ride. I couldn't drive her because she panics, and it's bad enough just driving with that too. I wouldn't take her on public transport because I'm frightened people see her and she doesn't look any different, but she'd get flummoxed by it. So in the cab ride, 35 minutes, she asked me 72 times, where are we going? Wow. And each time I'd say, we're going to see the doctor, and hopefully he'll take the pain away. And then literally 15 seconds later, where are we going? So that's pretty much most days where her short-term memory is shot.
Yeah.
I left her tonight, though, a couple of pills that help her sleep, because up until now she's been waking up at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, which gets everybody up to, and these pills are helping her. So I left her falling off to sleep, listening to the Stylistics.
Right. Which she goes back to and listens to and remembers the words to.
Yeah, it takes her back to her teenage bedroom in Canterbury. Our family moved around a bit, but no, she knows the words to it. She knows the intro to it as well.
Yeah.
The first 5 bars, she knows exactly what it is.
And yet, she cannot remember where the bathroom is in your house. You have to show her where the stairs are.
She can't remember where the bedroom is,
right,
or the bathroom, sometimes not where the kitchen is. She hasn't really cooked for 2 years. I was saying to someone the other day, the most heartbreaking thing, lots of heartbreaking points in our lives just now, but downstairs in a basement, I've got a door wedged open by sort of cookery books, 7 or 8 cookery books. And I don't know what to do, because she's never going to cook again. And do I donate them? Do I take them to the dump? What do I do with them? Same with her clothes as well. She will wear, and everybody who has got someone who's going through dementia will know this. We are just pretty much sharing, our experience. She's got the most wonderful wardrobe of wonderful clothes, but she'll wear the same thing, the same T-shirt, the same pair of trousers, sleep in it if need be, because she's still, beneath it all, she's still Fiona. She's still the most stubborn person you will ever meet in your life.
This book is brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't hold any punches. You don't gloss over anything. You describe how grim and depressing actually it is Fiona having early onset Alzheimer's is for her, for you, for your boys who are young men now. You write, I'd like to tell you Fiona is content in the situation into which she has been forced. I'd like to give readers some sense she's at peace, but that wouldn't be the truth.
She's frustrated. She'll sit and watch telly, whether it's you or daytime television and presenters. Bear in mind, live television is, and that's the thing that probably gets me a lot about Fiona, is that she's fearless, and doing live telly, as you know, is really hard. You've got to be brave, and now she is frightened, very frightened. But she'll watch people on telly, and she'll say, "Oh, why can't I do that again?" It's the frustration of it that really gets her. And I got angry. The reason I got angry and was so raw about it is because the more I thought about what she's going through, and she spent her life either being an ambassador or both her parents died from it, so she's lived with it all her life. And guess what? When you go and get the diagnosis and they say, here's some tablets, they're the same tablets her mum got 20 years ago when she died.
So you don't see
dementia.
any progress in terms of how it's treated?
It was funnily enough, a Dr. Alzheimer's who knew, who came up with the name, I was given to the name after him in 1906. Nothing has moved on, really.
Yeah.
And you've got to the stage now, almost, sorry if I'm angry, but the obscene situation now where you've got, health authorities on a cost-benefit equation working out whether they should give someone even just 6 months more of quality of life. For me, it's ageism, because it's mainly affecting older people.
Sure. You actually write, you wish that Fiona had contracted cancer rather than Alzheimer's. Why?
Because then at least she would have had some hope. Hope of, and I know you've been through it and it's awful, my mum died from it, my father had cancer, so I know what cancer can do. But I don't think Fiona's ever going to be able to taste a glass of wine again, walk on a beach properly again, go on holiday again, go to the theatre, go to the cinema, drive her car, cook a meal for her children. And my worry is, on her deathbed, whenever that may come, and hopefully in a long time from now, will she even know who we are? I think with cancer, though, of course it can be awful, and I'm not trying to sort of, put that down, but at least there's a hope, there's a chance. Remission can take you to the end of your life.
Yes.
There's no remission for Alzheimer's.
Yeah, and when we looked into the figures, it's a third of the funding that goes into dementia.
It's the poor relation.
It is the poor relation. It's 31p out of a pound goes into dementia research.
For every one Alzheimer's researcher, there are 4 cancer researchers.
And we asked the government about money into dementia research. They said approximately £140 million per year will go into dementia research to improve outcomes for those affected by the condition. Before that, Boris Johnson promised, I think, about 160 million. You will remember David Cameron back in 2012 when he was Prime Minister, launching the Prime Minister's Challenge on Dementia 2020, which set out to make England the best in the world for dementia treatment.
It's a drop in the ocean, and it's like buying a Starbucks coffee to try and sort of, as a patsy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you what I think. I mean, I'm not campaigning about this. I'm not going to be the poster boy for this. This is pretty much all we're going to talk about, as well as the book. That's it. But again, it's HS2. It costs £1 billion a mile. If you give £1 billion to Dr. Catherine Mummery at UCLH, I'll bet we'll come up with something. And this is, as you said, a third of us are going to get it. Of every baby's born this week or today, 1 in 3 of them is going to get this. If this was a COVID disease that came out that was going to wipe out a third of humanity, we'd come up with some sort of answer quite quickly, wouldn't we? But this is 120 years now, and nothing has been done in Alzheimer's because, well, they've had a good life.
Yes,
that's
because
it.
It's elderly people
End of
that are
life.
affected.
You've had your innings. Off you toddle.
You mentioned that Fiona's mum and dad both had Alzheimer's. Fiona did have a genetic test which showed, thankfully, she doesn't carry a particular gene, so that won't have been passed down to your boys. That is a small win in what has been a very difficult time for the whole family.
Well, it was the worst 2 weeks of our lives. I mean, not just getting the diagnosis, but then they say, now we also have to do a blood test to see if there's a break in the lineage of it, whether your children are going to get it. And that took 2 weeks for the results to come back. And not knowing, I mean, do we have to tell our children about this in terms of, they may have to sort of, you know, freeze sperm or whatever it might be. And thankfully, and I still don't understand it, there's no genetics in it, no genetic link, but she was just more predisposed, basically, just more likely to get it.
Right. You were the editor of This Morning, as I said, for a decade, and you reference what you call the Schofield scandal in the book. You were caring for Fiona and dealing with the fact that it emerged that Philip Schofield had this relationship with the runner. All anybody wanted to know was, did you know, when did you know, all that sort of stuff. How did you cope with that period of time?
It kind of helped me get through what was going on at home, really. I mean, I loved work because it was the absolute kind of antidote to what was going on at home. So it was my respite, bizarrely, was actually dealing with that. And I fully expected people would doorstep me because I was part of the story. What I didn't like was them chasing Fiona down the street then. She was going to the cafe or something, asking, you know, what do you know, blah, blah, blah. So that annoyed me. But then again, I also understood she's a journalist. And so, I mean, you've probably got every right to probably ask her things if journalist to journalist.
Yeah. What do you think about the future for you and Fiona? Because you talk in, you know, again, really raw about the impact Alzheimer's has had on your marriage.
Yeah, well, we live day to day. You know, I can't really think too far ahead. We struggle, we muddle through. At some point, we'll have to get someone in to help us. But again, this woman is still whip smart and still very much with us. I tried to get someone in a few months ago. Said, we've got a housekeeper coming. She knew. She didn't come out of her room. I'm not coming down. It's not, you know, so stop it. So we're not at that stage yet. But we know at some point we're going to have to sort of, you know, work out how we get some extra help in. But for the time being, I'm not thinking, I can't think past the weekend.
Sure. Thank you very much for talking to us and
You're
our
welcome.
audience. The book is out tomorrow. It's called My Life with Alzheimer's, Remember When, by Fiona Phillips.